Felice drove to the last garage sale and looked around. She was so excited about the violin that she could hardly focus on what she was doing. The owner of the house walked up to her.
Hi, I'm John. Are you looking for anything in particular?
He asked with a smile. John Reynolds was 30 years old and had dark brown hair and brown eyes. John was wearing a nice pair of blue jeans and a navy blue t-shirt and gray tennis shoes. Felice hesitated for a moment, almost forgetting her manners because John was so handsome that it had made her nervous. She held out her hand to John. Hello, I'm Felice. John shook her hand. His smile didn't fade as he looked into her eyes. Felice felt warm butterflies and couldn't think for a moment. She rubbed at the back of her neck and looked around. Actually, I just found what I was looking for. John laughed softly. He had been watching Felice since she had arrived, and she didn't express any interest in any of his things. Felice caught on that she made it sound as though she was talking about him, and blushed. She pointed over her left shoulder. I meant at the garage sale that I just came from. John laughed again.
I'm glad that you found what you were looking for.
He looked around.
I do have some nice things, though.
He looked at her and his countenance changed a little.
I'm having a garage sale because I went through a divorce last year, and I finally decided that it was time to let go of some old things.
Felice studied John's face. He looked very kind. I'm sorry to hear about your divorce. John shrugged his shoulders.
Thank you. It was for the best. We were only married for 4 years, and neither of us were really ready for marriage. My wife, my ex-wife, decided to leave our marriage and marry her high school sweetheart. I'm over it now. Are you married?
Felice answered, No, I'm single and not in a relationship. John had the most beautiful eyes. Felice found herself wanting to gaze into them non-stop. She shook her head lightly as though to snap herself out of a trance.
Do you mind if I ask what you do for a living?
John asked.
You look so familiar.
Felice gave him a sideways glance without realizing it. John laughed again.
I promise it's not a pickup line.
Felice took a deep breath and smiled. I'm an ad executive at Miller and Bernstein in the city. John grinned.
3rd floor of the Biltmore building downtown?
Felice smiled. Yes, you know it?
I have an office 2 doors down from the next to the elevator.
You do? John nodded.
I own a marketing company.
That's fantastic. What a small world.
It is.
Felice thought to herself, if I had gone home without stopping by, look what I would have missed out on. She started to feel a little nervous. What's the name of your company?
Reynolds Day and Night Marketing. It's a simple name, but it works. My last name is Reynolds, by the way.
It has a catchy sound to it. My last name is Montgomery.
Felice Montgomery. That's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
So, do you live around here?
I live in Flint Ridge.
Do you mind if I ask what it was that you found at the last garage sale? If it's not too personal.
No, not at all. I found a beautiful red violin. John loved music. He played the piano as a hobby. He had been playing since he was 10 and played so well that he could have played professionally.
I'd love to see it. I love music. I play a little bit of the piano.
Sure, let me get it. It's in my trunk. Felice went to her car, got the violin, and brought it over to John.
Here, let's set it on this table.
John walked over to a dark gray card table that he had set up to put some of his books on. There was just enough room for the violin case behind the books. Felice gently set the violin down and opened the case. The mid-morning sun made the violin appear to sparkle.
Wow, that's beautiful. How long have you been playing?
Well, Felice sighed. I learned to play when I was 8, but I haven't played since I was 17. She looked at John. I'm a little nervous to try to play it.
You'll be fine. It's like riding a bicycle. It will come back to you.
Felice closed the violin case. I hope so.
I'd love to hear you play sometime.
Felice looked at John. I'd love to hear you play the piano. John took a breath and told himself.
Come on, John, say something. You've got this. It's like riding a bicycle.
He took a breath and thought.
But what if I fail? You fall.
John ignored his fears and looked right into Felice's eyes.
Well, then, it's a date.
Felice's eyes grew wide for a moment, and then she smiled. Terrific.